Now, Turkey's President Erdogan is calling on businesses and people to sell US dollars and euros to help support the lira. Big corporations like Borsa Istanbul have responded by converting their cash into local currency, and lots of small businesses are doing the same. Mobin Nasir went to meet some of them in Istanbul.
Gökhan Kuklas has the perfect recipe to support the Turkish lira. He runs a bakery in Istanbul's Fatih neighborhood. It's giving away free food to anyone who can prove they've sold US dollars or euros to buy local currency. And he says people are lining up to grab the deal.
I am one of the first shopkeepers to start this campaign, and a lot of people are supporting it.
These people are responding to President Erdogan's appeal to support Turkey's legal tender.
Yastığının altında döviz olanlar.
Those who keep foreign currency under their pillows should turn that into Turkish lira or gold. Let Turkish lira gain value.
Ahmet invests in foreign currency. Today he sold $300 that he says took months to save. And he's happy to be playing a part to stabilize the Turkish lira.
I have seen a lot of friends converting their money. All the people I know support this campaign and convert their dollars to Turkish lira.
Other shops in Fatih are also offering similar deals. The government's also planning deals with China and Russia to trade in lira, yuan and ruble instead of dollars. Domestic uncertainty and better returns for investors in the United States have eaten up a fifth of the lira's value in recent months.
Actually, our expectation is the depreciation of the lira will continue in the next 12 months.
Despite the cautious outlook from analysts, many people are putting their faith in Turkish cash. Mobin Nasir, TRT World.
Well, let's unpick this now with Taha Arvas. He joins us in the studio. He's an economist and a columnist for one of the big newspapers here. Just explain very briefly, why have we seen this very strong decline in the lira?
I think the headline is that the Turkish lira has depreciated, but the reality is that Turkey, along with practically all other major global currencies, has also depreciated.
Against the dollar.
Against the dollar. So
right.
it's not that the Turkish lira has declined necessarily, it's that the dollar has gone up.
And that's because of the anticipation of stronger interest rates coming.
Absolutely. Next week, yeah, they're expecting to increase interest rates.
What do you make of these things that we're seeing in Mobin's report there? Will they help?
I think the numbers show that Turkish households have 140 billion US dollars in savings. Right. So it's not nothing. It's a grassroots effort. This effort was started a few weeks ago by grassroots activists. And it's because people in Turkey have gone through, in the past, the older generation remembers when currency wasn't freely traded, etc. So there's this history of holding on to a foreign reserve. So it's possible that it might help.
They're a little worried. They feel secure with the US dollar,
right.
But also there's a sense of patriotism. They're going to support the lira.
Right.
But it doesn't address the fundamentals, does it?
You mean...
meaning they can come in with their support now, but it's a bit like a band-aid. It doesn't actually last, does it?
The important thing is if you believe that the US dollar will continue to appreciate in general. And the answer to that, frankly, I mean, no one knows the answer to that. Currency markets are too deep for an answer. But I don't think that will happen. Donald Trump tweeted yesterday that the Chinese currency is way overvalued and that he's going to go after China and impose tariffs, etc. So if he does 1/10 of what he's promising, the US dollar will quickly decline against global currencies because he's starting a currency war before he's even seated.
That's what he's looking for to help US manufacturers.
Absolutely,
and so on. Right. If you were advising a household, would you say, yes, go ahead and sell your dollars, or are they sacrificing their own prosperity at home by doing this?
I've asked this question often, and I always say, whatever your debts are in, whatever currency your debts are denominated in, if you have any debts, then you should have your currency.
Hold that currency.
Exactly. Otherwise,
so at least you can manage it.
Absolutely. People speculating, buying dollars or pounds or whatever for what's going to happen in the future isn't very feasible because who knows what's going to happen.
Fair enough. Now, if you were advising the government on how to deal with this currency situation, what would you say?
I think it's just something that needs to be weathered. The only way for economic prosperity in the future is investment in technology is liberalization of economies and reform of bureaucracy. That's the only fundamental solution, and I think that's being done.
What about the fundamentals that other traders are worried about, which is security, the attempted coup we saw, terrorism? Aren't
Sure.
these playing a role at all?
I think there is an aspect, but we have to look at this. The Turkish lira appreciated against the US dollar for a period of 6 years, and it kept going up and up, and the US dollar was battered when this government first came into power. And people were complaining that the US dollar is too weak. The Turkish lira is too strong. So now we're experiencing the opposite of that.
Some sort of correction, then, a natural.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing to be worried about. I think it's just a temporary.
Do we see
situation.
any winners in Turkey out of a weak lira? Exporters, for
Absolutely,
example?
and the manufacturing sector is very happy about this. They look forward to cheaper Turkish goods to export to foreign markets.
Okay, Taha Arvas, thank you very much for joining us in the studio. Appreciate it.
Nice to be here.